Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be playing a little RG Luffy today, and we're going to be going into ranked games, getting as much practice in as we can before the extra grand battles. This is the deck list we're going to be running today. There'll be a full breakdown at the end of the video, as that'll go over each individual card and the play lines. There's a copy of the deck list in the description below, so you guys can copy and paste it if you want it. And I think that's all I got for you. As always, I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. It's been really cool to see you guys come along. We're hitting 174 today, which was super cool to see. I'm hoping to get to 200 by the end of the month. It's been really cool that this many people want to watch me play a game. Thank you guys for your amazing help. All right, let's jump into some games. All right, I get to fight another one. We'll keep this hand because it's got everything we want in it. Wow, they let me have the curve I want and everything. Okay. These are super clutch, but I think a couple of bodies is going to be required. Get that up higher. Alright. Back-to-back Emu on ranked, man. This is not the most fun leader to play against. That's a dead card in this matchup as well. We got our Laboon early, which is always helpful. And we've got the cards to rest for it, which is always good as well. We're going to make this real hard for you. Emu got a lot more manageable once we got protection tools. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still a hard match because it's just such a solid leader that just every time they print better and better removal stuff, like, it's just insane. Yep, they play the Saturn. Gonna draw another 5 Elders. Checking to see if I knew anything else they had. It's gonna be that 6 poke every turn. Six Dawn. This is their removal guy, so I just need to make sure that I have enough stuff to rest for it. Which shouldn't be an issue. Because the nice thing about their removal is he requires them to trash a card. I just noticed they have a Sabo in here. I mean, alright. That's exactly what I was looking for. We high roll! Hell yeah. Six, 7. We've got a pretty good opening hand. The only thing I'd like to see is like a freeze event. Two, 3. Okay. We've established a pretty good board. It's going to be a slug out. They're not there yet, but they will. Yep, there it goes. He's going to make me defend the Sanji. Very hard. This can't attack this turn. So this is going to be a 7 and a 7 after it. He's got 5 Dawns still to work with. I value that Sanji pretty highly. Try and come get it now. You load up. You have to commit everything just to get a card out of my hand. I do have it. And I am threatening you with a double attack. You've got no blockers on board. This doesn't have rush. There you go. I'm at 9 this turn. Which means he's going to be on 10 next turn. Do I want to be a 7k leader, or do I want to establish some real aggression? I want to establish some aggression really bad. I'm gonna push, man. Man, I could go 7 and 7 again and see if he's got the event in hand, and then he's in a bad spot. But I get 3 Dawn back up. What do we want to do, ladies and gentlemen? Let's force another card out. I know a couple of these are just events. Yeah, these are 5 Elders. Or, yeah, those are all 5 Elder guys. So the reason I did it that way is because now he's going to focus on clearing the board, and I've got this standing, and I've got this unblockable event in hand. Yeah, you got him, boss. I can't get too greedy because I need to have stuff to rest for my Laboon. And I'm okay with taking some hits here. I'm going to try to kill you next turn. This Nami is going to make this a real challenge for you. Another Zoro. I know one of these is 10 Elders. Theirs have never existed, so he's got a 9k counter there. Or he can get up to 9. Like a 9 is fine. The problem is if he has any counter, I just lose. Can I live through another turn? Probably not. This guy's played well. Really wish I'd gotten this last life last turn. But this would have died if I hadn't. He does have it. Problem is I know this is a 10 Elders. I'm pretty sure I know that's a 10 Elders. Let's find out. Let's find out if that's a 2K, boss. Because if it's not, you lose. Got him. I knew that was a 10 Elders because I watched you search it. Oh, that was funny. I was like, yeah, this is 2. I got 4. We can make this really good numbers. GG, buddy. So these are ranked games. I played multiple Emu now in a row. This is like my 3rd one in a row. I've won all of them. It's just not particularly fun to play against because it's just really boring. You're like, they're gonna poke you down, they're gonna try and minus all your guys, and then they're gonna play the 10 Elders and they're gonna sweep the board back up and forth. It's just so predictable. I don't like it as deck design, but somebody thought that removal apparently was just like the worst thing on the planet. So they're like, you know what? We're going to print the black deck that makes all other removal decks just irrelevant. But I don't know. I don't know, guys. Do you like playing against Emu? Do you like piloting Emu? I couldn't even get into piloting it. I tried it. It's not for me, but I'm a green player at heart, so that's not real surprising. I mean, what you guys think? What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? I'm crushing Emu on the ladder. They're trying their heart out, but it's just not the deck I like anymore, man. And like, because we got all these anti-removal cards, because our board sticks now, it's just not as good against us. All right, catch you in the next one. All right, guys, we're gonna go first against old Nami. This hand is only okay. I'd like to see some anti-removal because they've started playing a lot of Zeus. I do like the 9 cost, but just not having anti-removal protection. These get Zeused so easily. I think I am going to mulligan. Okay, that's a hand, I guess. We're playing ranked. We're going against Nami again. I've played like 8 games of ranked today to try and get some footage. I've played against 3 Namis, 3 Emus, a crocodile. What's my other one? The other one was something weird. No, I think it was just an ace. I don't know. We're just not finding like a big variety of decks. I'd really like to take this, but I think this is necessary in this matchup. I'm going to play this, and if they have a Zeus, I will just lose it. Because I can't rest a Dawn for its effect. And that would be a very good play for them. Because this basically says the rest of the game my board's safe. But if they go Zeus, pop this, and then go 2 at me, I have to take a life and they get a card. They'll go up to like 8 cards in hand. That is about the most terrifying thing I could deal with, but I can't. Yep. Dang. Yeah. I'd love to be able to rest for you, Robin, but I can't. I was really hoping they didn't have it yet. So 7 at them. They'll drop 2 cards really easy because they're so high. I honestly thought about playing this out just for a guy. Yep, not surprising. We've wanted to play that Robin real bad. Oh, good, and they burned me anyways. I'd like to push you down to 4 cards in hand, but I think you're going to take the life. But if they don't take the life and they go 2 out and then Zeus, next turn, pop this, take a life anyways, they'll be at 8 on there. Probably going to have to play this coming up, just because I'm going to run out of guys. 9 Dawn, 6, 1 under leader. Rest one of their guys, attack, restand 1, 3 Dawn up. Okay, see what they do. There are 8 cards in it, so the leader ability would be off if I took it, but I don't really want to do that. Yeah, that sucks. I don't think I'm going to get this. It'll just get a card out of hand. But I want the blocker up, to be honest with you. Best case, they got 2 1Ks in hand. But if they go down to 1 life, what do I care? 2, 3, 4, 5. Get a nice little blocker online. If they've got another Rayleigh, I just can't be upset. I'm gonna need my Brooks to put in a lot of work here. In fact, they had that Zeus. How many Namis might have to fight today? The ladder's just infested with them. Oh, good. We've got a Kumasi. Well, there's Laboon. 7. He's thinking about it because he knows he's got the triggers now. My plan here is to play this out, rest this, and go at it. I'm not going to pop the Brook. I want to swing with it. Especially because I got a second one. And I got rid of his Rayleigh. And also, by not swinging, I don't have to deal with the Kumasi. I really wish they had made this a 6. Everything in this deck is so hard to deal with. Well, I'm definitely playing this next turn. Well, the good news is I can get out of a lot. I can take this or give up my blocker. I can get out of these other two pretty easy. Probably should have given up a 1k instead of giving up the 2k. That's what happens after you've played so many rounds. Where do you want to send that? If you send it here, you get the blocker. If you send it at life, I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to give you yet. Gonna try and drop him pretty low next turn, though. I will say that. That's so nice to have. Oh, gosh dang it. Okay, fine. Seven. I shouldn't have done that. I should have gone 6 here while his life is face up. But I think, given the fact that I've got 2 Brooks up, he's not super inclined to just take it. But that was a play mistake. I should have put 1 here, attacked while the life is face up, guaranteeing he doesn't have anything to play out. And then I could go 6-6 at this, and then restand this and go 7 again. Oops. Good, good. He gets out of it. We like that. We love that. Do I try and kill him this turn, is the question. He's down to 4 cards in hand, but he's got 2 giant guys, and I'm not going to be able to get around this new gate again. Of course, I can get around the new gate by giving this unblockable and triple attacking with it. Do we do that? Do I say Is it worth me triple attacking here? Do I trash this? Because I can't put one Dawn here. Because if I put one Dawn here, it only gives me 2 to deal with these massive attacks. I only got 1 life. Yeah, we'll pass. If he commits the new gate, I'm in a really good spot. Because then I don't have to commit my unblockables. I just need to keep this alive. If I can keep this alive, I just kill him. Because next turn, what I think I'll do is I'll go 7/7 at him. Let's see. Perona. Up to one of your with a 6 or less can attack till the end of your next turn. It doesn't work, though, I guess, because he's going to play it out. I guess I should have popped it. Got the Peronas out on field. I don't know. We found ourselves in a weird spot. Nope, he heals. Ooh. Ooh. Like that. Well, this works out pretty well for me. And now this can't hurt me. He commits the new gates. All right. Respect, homie. You, sir. I like having that last life, personally. He's really banking on one of these being something that can play out his Perona. And I think it's going to come down to whether or not he has it. Because if I can just go like... I really like the fact you committed that blocker for me. Kiku, don't care. Because now I gotta do, like, some numbers. Like a 9's a really good number. And then that's gonna be like an 11 twice. Is that good enough? He's gonna have so many cards in hand, though. But my Luffy gets to attack 3 times. Seven, 8, 9. It's a 2 and a 1 just for that one. He's thinking about it, which means I think he can get out of it. But I can triple attack. Because, like, 1 attack. I don't know. Should I just gone 11? It's really hard to tell. He takes it. Okay, he's thinking about a trigger. It's the Kumasi. That's what I was afraid of. You should stop this. It's going to get really difficult now. Good news is I didn't overcommit. One, two, three, four. It's really annoying that that was the trigger. I was playing a gambling game, though. I knew that when I started. So now what can I do? I can go like 9 again and then 9 again. Yeah, because I can go 7 and I can go 9 again. Because I can rest these. What do we do? I can rest the 2 dudes. But then I got... The attacks are just too big. If I had, like, rest and some freeze, this would have been a different story. He needs a 2 and a 1 to get out of it. There's just nothing I can do about that. Nothing I can do about it. It was always a gambling game. I just gotta hope he's a little bricked up. Does he have it? He's not auto-discarding. What's going on? You're killing me if you have it. All it takes is 3 1s. Yeah. He had it exactly. GG. Close. Very close. He had it exactly. I don't know if there's a better line I could have done on that one. If I'd overcommitted on the Luffy, I don't think it mattered. I think I had to go in that order. 7, 7, 7, and then like 2 9s. We got so close, too. And this was the only trigger they had. They got punished that. And they already had 3 of them in trash. And 2 hogbacks. So, like... It was a 50-50 gamble. If we'd had a freeze event there, which we hadn't seen. Yeah, we discarded the Luna. Maybe I shouldn't have discarded the Luna. If I'd kept the Luna, I could have Nami frozen those. And then just continued to bash in. Because that's... What is that? That's 7 Dawn, 1 Leader's 8. So I could go I could go 7, 7, 7 at him, and then have 5 Dawn standing, 1 leader, and these 3 would be frozen. And then I'd have to deal with 3 attacks. I can get out of 1. Blocker takes 1. 1. Yeah, it'd have been tight. Yeah, so my misplay there was ditching the Luna with the Charleston, but it was only breaking my hand, so I don't know. We'll chalk that one up to an unfavorable loss. What do you do? What do you guys think? Did I misplay? How bad was it? Is that just me being dumb, or is that me getting unlucky? Tell me. Alright, later. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was a couple of games of ranked. What do you think? How'd I do? What'd I do right? What'd I do wrong? I always appreciate if you guys actually do tell me when I'm messing things up. I am not perfect, and I am doing my best. So sometimes I miss stuff because I get all wrapped up in the heat of the moment. So if you guys can do me a favor and keep me honest, I appreciate it. Alright, I'm going to do a quick buzz through of all the cards and what they do, and then we'll go over why I picked them. Let me know what you guys think. Alright, here we go. RG Luffy is an OP 13 leader. Dawn times 1 on our opponent's attack. If we have 5 or less active Dawn cards on our field, I can rest any number of Dawn cards up to one of our leader or Straw Hat Crew type characters gains plus 2,000 power for each Dawn card that was rested by this effect. We're running 4 copies of Jewelry Bonnie. It's a 1/2/1 searcher. It looks to the top 4 for a Straw Hat Crew type. We're running Monkey D. Garp, which is a 1/2/1 searcher that looks to the top 4 for a 3 cost or more. And we're running 3 copies of Sanji, which is a 2/3/2 on play. We can select one of our Straw Hat Crew type and give it with 6,000 power or more, and give it unblockable for the turn. Not too bad. We're running 3 copies of the 7/9 Brick Zoro. It is a plus 2,000 power to our leader till the end of the turn, and activate main if our opponent has 8,000 power or more. This character gains Rush character, so only pseudo Rush. Not too bad. We're running 3 copies of Laboon, which is a 1/2/2K. If you have a character with a base power of 7,000 or less that would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may rest 2 of your cards instead. So it's a pretty decent searcher. And we're running a 3/4/1 in Nico Robin. If your Straw Hat Crew type character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may rest 1 of your Dawn cards instead. 4 copies of Usopp. It's a 4/5/1 that just restands 2 Dawn cards at the end of our turn. And then we're running 4 copies of Nami. It's a 4/2/1 blocker, and it rests 2 of our opponent's 8 cost or less characters, then sets 5 Dawn cards as active at the end of the turn. Crazy broken. I'm running 2 copies of the 4/5/1K Monkey D. Luffy. Your turn and on play. If your leader is multicolored and your opponent has 7 or less Dawn cards on their field, your opponent rests 1 active Dawn at the start of their main phase. We're running 4 copies of Sanji, which is a 5/7 brick. On play, it sets 2 of our Dawn cards as active, and at the end of our turn, it sets 1 as active every turn. We're running 4 copies of the 6/7 brick in Monkey D. Luffy. He's got double attack, and on play, he sets 4 Dawn cards as active, but then we can't play a 5 or more for the rest of the turn. And then we've got 2 copies of Brook, which is a 6/6/1, and it rests 1 of our opponent's cards. That's leader, Dawn, or characters, no cost restrictions. And activate main, you can trash this character if your leader has a Straw Hat Crew type, set up to 1 of your characters with a base cost of 8 or less is active. Really strong. 1 copy of the 9/9 brick in Roanoa Zoro. You can rest it on, and when he's attacking, and restand him, and then you can rest 2 as an activate main and restand him again. So you can get 3 swings a turn out of him. Really good. I'm down to 1 copy of I Know You're Strong, so I'll go out from the start. It rests 2 Dawn, so 3 total, and it freezes 2 of our opponent's 7 or lesses. And it gives our leader plus 3,000 power counter, but because of the way our leader ability works, that's really only a 1K in hand. Running 4 copies of Charleston because it is mandatory. It is a 2-cost event. Up to one of our leader characters gains plus 4,000 power during battle. Then I can discard a card, and if I did, I set 3 of our Dawn as active. So, it takes our leader ability, turns 2 of our cards in our hands into 2Ks, and generates an extra 2K by standing an extra 1 up. Just always want to make sure you don't go up to 6. Leader ability only works if you got 5, so make sure you're watching that. And then run 4 copies of Luna, because most decks in this format really are susceptible to just having their 7 or less characters frozen, because that's the majority of characters being played in this format. Alright, let's go over some picks and why we did them. We're running 8 searchers. I haven't found a need to run the 10 or 12 that a lot of the other decks are trying to get us to run. Between this and the Garp, the only cards that aren't searchable in the deck are Laboon, which is okay as being unsearchable, and then the other cards that aren't searchable are the Charleston event. Both because they're lower than 3 cost and they're not Straw Hat cards. Everything else in the deck is searchable. The Garp will make sure that we hit our off Straw Hat crew stuff, like the Lunas, and everything else is Straw Hat. So that's good enough. We're running a 3-3 split for our Protector cards, Laboon being a 1 cost because it's really effective at keeping our midboard alive against like stuff like Lucy and the like, as well as keeping us out of Zeus range for those pesky decks that are willing to commit to something like a double Zeus play. Then we're running 3 copies of Robin because we do need her to protect our big bodies, like Zoro being a 9k or Zoro being a 9k. This can protect everything in the deck rather than just our 7,000 power or less cards. We do need her, and I like the 3-3 split because this deck loses really hard to protection. I decided to include 2 copies of this Monkey D. Luffy card from PRBO2, just because Enel is such a hard matchup for us. We're really solid into pretty much everything else. Enel and Nami are kind of the leaders to beat this format, and we have a really good matchup into Nami, but Enel is tough, so I tucked in 2 extra copies of this, because really with Enel, you're just trying to outlast their removal, and if you can outlast the removal by putting more and more characters out, you do okay. Unfortunately, that did mean I had to cut some stuff other places, and I chose to run less removal because of how hard Enel is teching against the freeze events, running stuff like the Reijus and using Varis to get above our stuff. So I found that 4 or 5 events that freeze their guys is enough, because likely they're going to play around them anyways. So that's where I chose to make my cut. I've debated putting the 9-cost Zoro up to 2 to really punish the Nami players, but like Nami is such a favorable matchup, I've left it at 1. Between this and the Brooks, they just haven't been doing well against us in the ranked ladders. Nami and Luna also really punish Nami, the Nami leader. Just a really abysmal play. As always, our curve is pretty much the same every time. We want to go first against pretty much everything, especially Enel and Nami, because we want to get aggressive. Playing one of our searchers on 1 Dawn on our 3 Dawn turn, we want to be playing our Laboon against most leaders that have any access to removal. That's blue and yellow decks specifically. Purple Enel does not really care, but if you want to cheat one out and get a bunch of other bodies on field, it will make their life a little harder, because they're going to have to rest your stuff and then just minus the power down before they can get after him, but even then it's pretty bad for us. This is really important if you're going to plan on playing the 9-cost or 7-cost against the Nami matchup, because they are running a lot of copies of Zeus now. So you just want to be able to say, hey, I need to protect my whole board if you want to play this 9-cost at all. If that becomes your game plan, the Robin is necessary more than the Laboon. And then on your 5 Dawn turn, you really want to be playing this Sanji, and on your 7 Dawn turn, you want to play this Luffy into this Usopp. That gets you all your guys online. Once you're there, you can just start flooding out whatever you want, because by that time, you'll have 1 Dawn coming up, plus 2 more Dawn for 3 Dawn a turn, and you'll have a 5-7-7. And the Usopp doesn't actually need to swing very often, unless you're okay with losing him, because I will tell you guys right now, as soon as you swing with this character, they will do anything they can to remove it. But on your 9 Dawn turn, you're okay to do the Nami Luna combo. That's fine, because that is a 7-cost combo, which means you need 1 under leader, so 8 Dawn or more. is where you can start dropping the Nami Luna combo and then just continue to punish. But if you don't have that or don't feel it's necessary, you can develop this guy as long as your board has stuck around long enough, because then you're getting this guy out on 9, swinging for 9 if they've got the right character, and then your leader's a 7k, 1 Dawn under it, that's 8k, and then you get 3 Dawn back here plus the one you didn't commit. That'll make it so that you're getting 4 Dawn up as a 7k leader. On that turn, you especially can't swing Usopp because that's all they're going to target. And then on the later turns, developing a Brook and not trashing it is also fine against most of these larger leaders, because you can put 1 Dawn here, poke, trash him. After he pokes, restand one of these guys and go big again. So you get a lot of value there. I especially like doing that against Nami, which is establishing the 10 cost blockers, because you can rest them, attack, 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 and then next turn you can just go again. Very strong. All right, and we're always looking for Charleston's. We're using the freeze events as necessary. There's no given turn where that just needs to happen. This against most other leaders other than Enel is just a 1k, and I'm still deciding if I like it, so I'm not 100% committed here. This might go out and put back up here. I just haven't decided. The other place I've been thinking about going is just minusing 2 of these down and rounding out my playset of Sanji and Laboon. That way I've got 8 good 2ks in the deck, because the deck is a little thin on 2ks, even for a Luffy, but I don't mind it too much. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. It's been a lot of fun to get to record these for you guys. You guys are crushing it out there. I love hearing from you. I will get back to all the requested matchups next week, but for this week, we're just going to be grinding the ranked ladder. So I will see you in the next one. Later.